Hi everyone, I went up and I did my swim and I feel much better. It's very frustrating not having work. You go through all kinds of emotions, highs and lows, and very frustrating. But I did 14 laps today, and aside from getting my groceries, I listened to some of the tennis. At least that's a godsend. I can listen to the tennis on YouTube and I can keep myself occupied with my volunteering, going to church. The days go by quickly. Soon we'll be going into September, and then we'll be going into our fall here in Canada. It's a really beautiful time of the year for us. You have all the leaves that change colors, and we don't get to see that so much in Zimbabwe the way we get to see it here. So I enjoy the season, the fall season, and I enjoy Thanksgiving. It's a nice time of the year. Usually I spend it on my own. I go to church and come home and I just reflect on the day. I don't really like going to other people's places. And yeah, I make the most of the day. The years are flying by. I see this government of California is now bringing back a situation where we're going back to 2008. I think they like doing it. I think they like bringing on a recession, and then the recession hits and then everybody's back at ground zero and then you have to start again. Because basically what happened in 2007 is they started giving out loans, and they were for big amounts, like for people to buy houses. And people couldn't afford to pay back on those houses because they were getting them even without jobs. So now they have a similar situation going in California, and they're giving illegal people more rights than legal people. Same thing happens in Canada. You find that people come here, they get access to housing, they get benefits, they get TTC to pick them up, to drop them off at their appointments. We don't get any of that. When I came here, I came as a professional skilled worker. I was left stateless in England. I should have claimed refugee status, but I didn't want to come and sponge off the government. I had too much pride. I wanted the pride of saying I did it on my own. I went to school, I paid for everything, I did it, and I've accomplished it. And unfortunately, what happened to me was that when I tried to renew my mortgage with ING, I was working at HSBC. And the people at the front line tried to get me that mortgage renewal, and they refused to give it. I said to them, but this is the situation I'm in. I can't get a permanent job. You people are giving loans to people that don't even have jobs, and I have a job, and I've held my place for 10 years, and you won't give it to me. And they're like, well, the underwriter said no. I said, who's your underwriter? It was very devastating for me. So that's how I landed up selling my place. And I mean, on minimum wage, you're not going to get back into the housing market. So I want to earn 70 to 100,000 like other people are earning with my qualifications and skills. And then I can buy my own house. Because let's face it, I mean, I'm not in a relationship. I'm not getting married anytime soon. I'm not going to join my income with somebody else's. So that's what I'm aiming for, and that's what I want to do. I want to buy a car, I want to buy a house, and I don't want to buy ordinary things. I've never been that way, and I always buy the best of whatever I can afford. And I look on Amazon for things, I look on different sites, I wait for the sales, but I buy the best of whatever I can afford. And even with my Elvis Presley records, I never had all these records. I had a few of my dad's, but most of them are scratched because they're old. And so I started looking for his records and also saying a prayer, saying, please help me. And I like these records, and they all like over $100, $200. I need to find something reasonable. So I got the records I wanted. I got the jewelry I wanted. I got small things first, so now I'm going for the big things. It's unfortunate that I lost my place because It was a really nice little place. It was shaped like a rose, and it looked out onto the courtyard and the fountain and onto the school in front of our building there. But anyway, I didn't have all the bells and whistles that I have here. I didn't have a gym, I didn't have a swimming pool. And when I moved in, none of this was here. And we got a notice after a year saying we're excited to announce that we're opening a swimming pool and a gym. So that was really amazing. That's why I say God does amazing things for us, and we have to just keep our faith in Jesus and keep going forwards, because that's all we can do. And even like when my investigation closed, I sent an apology to officers to say I'm sorry that this happened, because I didn't know, and I still don't understand what is happening, why the family were having me tracked and being worried. It was a very similar situation when I was small. We used to go to my cousins, and my dad used to say, you make sure they don't put makeup on you, two of you. And I used to tell them, don't put makeup on us. Dad's going to get mad with us, going to get angry with us. And they say, no, he won't, don't worry. And then we used to go home, and all hell used to break loose. And I'd say, sorry, daddy, don't hit us. And we used to get a walloping. So we were so small. So that's what happens, see? Other people do things, and then my sister and I get a walloping. So please don't hurt my sister. I don't know, what this whole situation is about, but don't hurt her, just leave her. Sometimes she also doesn't understand what's happening. So don't hurt them. Don't hurt my brother-in-law. Even when my nieces came here, they said to me, Auntie Belinda, why didn't you come to his party? We wanted you to come. I said, yeah, I know, I also wanted to come, but he didn't invite me. They said, he invited everybody and he didn't invite you. I said, yeah, well, you have to ask him why he didn't invite me. And they're like, well, that's not very nice. It's very sad. I said, yeah, it is very sad, but it's his birthday. So just think of it this way, that he got to enjoy his birthday and he had a nice time. And they're like, oh, yeah, but it's still not fair. It's not right, is it? So, and they're so small. I said, I enjoyed my day with them. And that's why I wish I could go back to England. I wish I could go be closer to them, because it's very boring for me here. I like to go out. I like to have fun. I like to enjoy myself. I don't like to be isolated and sitting at home, and I don't like to be earning peanuts. It's really it's not my life dream. I didn't take vows of poverty and chastity and all these things that the priests and the religious take. So I want to earn those big dollars. And when I came to Canada, I said, oh yeah, I'm going to help my sister. I'm going to help her with my niece and nephew with their education. I'm going to help buy things for them. I didn't do anything like that. And the small things I wanted to send, my mother used to say, no, I'm not taking it. Not even a rosary. I said, just take it for me. She said, no, I'm not taking it. So, that's how it goes in my family. I don't know why they like that, but that's how they are. And then they take it out on me. So I just pray that God will soften their hearts and change their hearts, because I really don't know what is going on. I don't know why people are making calls and my sister's crying on the other end. Whatever my mother told me don't come to, I didn't go. I don't like drama. I can't, with my health especially, I don't like drama after that investigation and everything. So I just stick to myself. I live a quiet life. And if people invite me, I go if it's my immediate family. I don't want drama with my uncles, wives, families, any of them, nothing. Even with my cousin, when she came to my brother's wedding, she liked her husband who she's married to now. And she came to me and she said, oh, Belinda, I like you. I said, then keep in touch with him and see how it goes. She's like, oh, I don't think my dad will accept it. I said, oh, well, just do see how, take it as it comes. I said, I'll talk to your dad. She's like, oh, you get angry. I said, well, At the end of the day, it's their lives, isn't it? So I wish them all the best. I hope that whatever the things are happening that are hurting them, I hope they all get resolved. And I also want to move on with my life. I want to travel and do things and enjoy things. Because if there's a tornado and God takes my life, I don't want to go to God and say, oh, thanks for giving me all these talents and I wasted them because people wouldn't let me come up in life. I don't think it like that very much, do you?